Hello everyone, so today I'm sharing you updates from Microsoft Build 2024 day 1. Was pretty interesting event. I was kind of surprised, mostly because I was a big fan of Microsoft 15 years ago when I did my certifications and everything. Then I moved on, and with this Keynote I was basically ecstatic where Microsoft is moving with AI, tools, integrations, open platform. Windows is kind of interesting theoretically. Like how I see it, they are bundling everything together. I would worry if I would be Slack, Teams, Zoom, partially Apple, because again, this AI machine with kind of OpenAI features at your fingertips would be pretty interesting competition. I mean, it will speed up operations and everything. So again, let me slowly go over things which I've seen. So Keynote was again pretty interesting. A few key people from Microsoft spoke there. Satya Nadella shared about AI, OpenAI collaboration, Microsoft OpenAI services from Azure, LLMs, of course, as SMLs. So SMLs is again, it was a learning for me, small language models. Okay, I did some typos there. Basically sounds like you can take these small language models and use them for a specific job. So they are much faster, much cheaper to run. They provide you interference. It's a small fraction of cost. Of course, some of the models which surprised me you can run on premises or on your local device, low school, Microsoft 365. Again, benefits from all of this, from your company data integrations and many other benefits. So you can, in one place, you could see and act on many things. So and Microsoft builds platforms for others to build on, which is a very cool statement and sounds like they actually pushing to it. Of course, Copilots was another interesting talk where and Copilots are everywhere. At the beginning I thought it's more or less like one or two things. They told me on one of the booths it was like 80 plus Copilots, assistants in a sense. So they're like everywhere in GitHub, Microsoft 365, Outlook, SharePoint, Edge, Windows. Many of them are already like have native integrations, and what is funny and interesting, extensibility is coming there into a very quick pace. And of course, we are playing with this, and sounds like a good opportunity for us, company who focuses on integration of Microsoft and Atlassian, and do something cool. Azure DevOps doesn't have them yet because they didn't have them. Basically, Copilots are pretty cool, and you can build very cool experience, at least from demos they showed. The funny stuff is coming. And GitHub, of course, is there. We do have our current apps, and they could be extending Copilots. I do feel that there is a bit more hype in reality than it is, because at the end it's some kind of bots, but what surprised me is that some of the things pretty smart. So you can build an extension, provide set of APIs with OpenAI or kind of Swire-like things, and you don't need to tell actually if you name APIs parameters well, which endpoint needs to be called and for which intent, which kind of pretty interesting. So there is some smart stuff there. So you don't need to map and say, okay, if people have this intent, call that API. It's more like you provide API descriptions, what it could be called, I think it's API scheme, and then actually Copilot will figure out what needs to be called and then when. If it works, sounds freaking exciting and unbelievable to some extent. Then of course I signed us up for GitHub Copilot Workspace extension program. So basically there is this Copilot for Teams, which looks pretty cool. So it will help you be much more productive, like do PRs, create code for you, create documentation, automate issues. Like, and if it works and people adapt it, so productivity of developers will be freaking fast. Another stat they shared that Copilot for GitHub was adopted by nearly 2 million developers, which is insane. Developers are cool people. Of course, I talked to different experts from Microsoft, very cool. Another stuff I learned was, I didn't know that there are like AI-related security threats. Prompt injection attacks sounds interesting, like a new SQL, NoSQL, JavaScript as injections, but now prompt injection. Because people sometimes take input from chats or whatever and just pass it to your APIs, and fun could be in. Hallucination detection, which is pretty interesting. Like, I didn't know this, but during the lunch we talked to a few interesting people, and it appears that hallucination detection is when AI cannot tell you I don't know, but it just tries to come up with bullshit stuff, and which may look like very believable. So because it's called hallucination, pretty interesting. And I went to a session where GitHub shared how they build Copilot. Looks exciting. Extensibility and third-party apps are one of the interesting parts here. As you see, Copilots are like ADA extensions, Visual Code, Visual Studio, GitHub CLI, GitHub Mobile, and GitHub.com. So looks pretty crazy. If you do this one integration, you will be used everywhere. Sounds very promising. They claim it's on top of Azure as well. Very interesting. Another subject which I attended is Microsoft Defenders. So with Defenders, I just faced them when they blocked our applications. So I came and talked to the booth, to group PM at Microsoft, Karen, and she said that there are many defenders. Some of them are extensible. They are kind of still building the platform, and there are defenders for everything, like network, Microsoft 365, networks, PCs, Azure, and so on, which is Azure DevOps and so on. Funny session I attended to mix up a bit. I went to BMW and Azure, where they shared how they build their mobile applications, connected cars, how they update them over the air. What surprised me is that they have more than 30 million. They claim to be number one fleet in the world with connected cars, because they have Mini, Rolls-Royce, and BMW. So they shared like the DevOps platform. It is built GitHub Actions and so on. They have like pretty interesting stuff there. What I actually liked a lot, that their vehicles are not connected to the cloud. So basically, I think it's for big security reasons. You see like Azure DevOps for mobile apps, but actually vehicles have more protected data centers and so on, which makes sense. We don't want things to go nuts. What was interesting as well, they like DevOps platform serves 2,000 developers, so it's basically pretty big organization on the BMW side. All of it in Kubernetes and Azure DevOps. Here's some challenges they faced when they adopted Kubernetes, and it was too many options. As always, like things could be done many ways, and basically makes people decide and get tired of those decisions. Learning core for developers, finding the right talent, and of course onboarding employees, which was pretty interesting to see. Then Microsoft jumped in under the talk and shared that they outsourced Microsoft Retina for like networking observability and so on. Interesting stuff. More relevant to us, and I went to see how people or how we can extend Copilot, and they showed that there are 3 ways today. Microsoft extension plugins for Teams, which again I will attend the next day. This talk and see it more in action and look for some demos. Copilot Studio plugins and API plugins, and this is like very close to the Teams. This looks exciting. What surprised me a lot that you actually can build plugins or Copilot extensions which talk to each other, which do some actions for you. You can, for example, ask a question which the answer is stored in some Excel file somewhere, and this could be an input for another extension. For example, I don't know, bill. An example was on the talk, bill my hours for that client. Basically, there was some in Excel, and you need to call external system to build. And looks promising. Of course, we don't know where it is at the moment, but it looks promising. There are some early access program which I rolled us in, and today I will take tomorrow more talks. So comment down if you want to know something more. But overall, it's pretty exciting time to be building shit, and we must build. So let's have some fun. Thank you.